Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be trying out the new Age Perfect Foundation and Concealer from L'Oreal. So if you want to see my first impressions and thoughts on this concealer and foundation, then sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and don't forget, like, subscribe below, and hit that notification bell. Okay, we are back. I am makeup free. I have my coffee and I'm gonna dive right into this. So before I get started with application, I'm actually gonna read you the claims on the foundation. So I hopped on the L'Oreal website and this says the L'Oreal Age Perfect Makeup Radiant Serum Foundation. Formulated with an SPF 50, vitamin B3, and a hydrating serum for all-day hydration. This evens out skin tone, provides a natural radiant finish, and has a lightweight formula that does not settle into lines. So, sounds good to me. I will say the Age Perfect line is actually targeted at a mature clientele, as L'Oreal likes to say it. I would say anyone that struggles with fine lines, wrinkles, any age that you are constantly getting settling into, then I would say this is probably a line that you could totally get on board with. Plus, SPF 50 is always a plus. Looking online, there is actually 30 shades. I'm not sure if there are 30 shades available in store. I don't even remember when I was looking. I was kind of like in and out. But I will note that in my store, we have testers and I'm in the shade 10 Ivory, but this is the lightest shade. I'm never the lightest shade. I mean, I'm not dark by any means. I'm like pretty light, but I dive like 3 or 4 shades in. And when I did that, I swatched on the back of my hand and I was like, orange. No, bad. So if you can get into a store, into a Walgreens that has testers, please do try it out before, but know that I am the lightest shade out of all of them. But it's nice to see that they have a pretty decent shade range. So I'm gonna dive right into application. Okay, so I brought you in a little closer to my face. I've taken some of this on the back of my hand. I wasn't sure how much to take, so I would say I took like a dime to a nickel size amount. I'm gonna do what I normally do with any foundation. Just gonna dot this on my face. And I'm expecting, like it said, a light to medium coverage. And I'm gonna blend this out with a sponge. Wow, it's been one of those days, y'all. I'm gonna blend this out with a brush, as you can see. And we will see how this goes. Wow, okay, so first impression, yeah, it's light coverage. Like you can definitely see like a little bit of my dark spots coming through and stuff like that, but it's more coverage than I thought. It's matching me pretty darn well. I will note right away, I am getting a pretty heavy, I get a pretty heavy SPF smell. So if that really bothers you, you may not like this, but that's looking very, very pretty. I'm very surprised. It's just more coverage than I thought. I don't know. When it said light to medium, I really thought they meant light to medium. Excuse me, I have like a little hair on my face. Story of my life when you own pets. So tap that back out. Yeah, this is pretty and feels like literally nothing. So I'm gonna apply this to the rest of my face and then we will be right back. Okay, so we are back and my initial impression on this is so freaking pretty, you guys. Oh my gosh. I am so shocked at how good this looks on my skin. This out the gate gave me like a medium coverage. So when it says light to medium, airs towards medium, but this is not emphasizing any of my texture. It's still giving me this like beautiful, you can see that I'm looking at the monitor now. It's this beautiful dewy finish to my skin. I just look like I drink all the water in the world when obviously I don't. Who needs it? So my first impression on this is beautiful. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this. So we're gonna move on to the concealer. Okay, so moving on to the concealer, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the foundation. I'm gonna read a couple claims about it first. So this is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Makeup Radiant Concealer with Hydrating Serum. So this is formulated with a hydrating serum and glycerin. This minimizes the appearance of imperfections and dark circles, brightens the skin, creating a radiant complexion, does not settle into lines. Y'all, we'll see. So I definitely have these teeny tiny little fine lines under my eyes. So I normally have to set with a pretty heavy duty amount of powder. I usually bake and it keeps that from happening throughout the day. But this is targeted towards like a mature client, someone who has more wrinkles. So I'm not gonna use as much powder today because I know a lot of the clients I work with who have more fine lines and stuff are very anti-powder. There was even a powder foundation that came with this, but it was a pressed powder and I just don't have luck with them, so I skipped it. So I'm gonna use a very, very light amount of powder to set everything today, so I get a more realistic result as to who's gonna wear this on a daily basis. So I'm very excited. So let's dive into application. Okay, we are back. I have the concealer right here. This looks almost identical to the Fit Me concealer from Maybelline, except pretty. So it's got this really gorgeous gold cap, and instead of that traditional doe foot applicator, it's got this kind of paddle. Yeah, the kind of flat paddle. I like that already. And so I didn't grab this in the lightest shade. It's the second shade in. I'm in the shade 205 Creamy Beige. And I picked this one because it has a little bit of like a peachy pink undertone. And that usually works out really well because I have very dark circles, as you can see, naturally. And so instead of using a color corrector and a concealer today, I was hoping that this would do both for me. So I'm gonna actually take just a teeny bit of this, pop this under my eyes, nothing crazy. I'm not gonna put a lot. I say not a lot every time, and then I end up putting more than I want. So I'll stop now. And then I'm actually gonna grab my Blendiful, which I've still been loving, by the way, and I'm gonna dive in and blend this out. You guys, this is blending with, I don't know, zero effort. It is looking really pretty. Ooh. Okay, well, L'Oreal really stepped it up. I've not been excited about a lot from the drugstore in a while, and this one really caught my eye, and so far, you guys. So it's definitely not full coverage, but it said light coverage on here, and I don't know, this is pretty, yet again, like a nice medium coverage. Let me see if I can build this just a touch really fast, just a little boop boop, right where I get a little dark. And so I'll pop that on, blend that out a little more, see if this builds up at all. Oh my gosh, this built up beautifully, you guys. This complexion, I'm looking at the monitor, this looks like skin. It looks like skin, feels like nothing. I am super, super impressed. Okay, so I'm going to very lightly powder the rest of my face. I'm going to finish my makeup, keep it very lightweight, and then I will be back for another check-in. Okay, so I've applied the rest of my makeup, and so far, this is gorgeous. The rest of everything I use on a daily basis has applied beautifully on top. This is still looking like skin. Nothing is creased, cracked, moved. Nothing looks weird. So I'm super, super hopeful. So I'm gonna wear this throughout the day, and I will check in at the end of the night with my final thoughts. Okay, everybody, we are back. It is the end of the night, and I am here for my final verdict on this foundation. So let's look up nice and close. Okay, so I'll speak for the products separately. The concealer, it looks all right. It's definitely sunk into my lines a little bit, which I expected it to. Every concealer is going to. If you have lines, eventually it's going to sink in a little bit. It does look pretty good considering it's a serum-based concealer, and I barely set this with powder. I used a little bit of the Glossier powder, it's the Wowder. It's super, super lightweight, super finely milled, and I very lightly dusted this on my face. So I think if I did my normal routine where I like baked or really, really set it with some powder, I feel like it may last a little longer. So I'm gonna wear this a little more, and I'll leave updates in the comments below. Speaking on the foundation, this looks beautiful. Honestly, it's gotten a little bit, I would say it's bunched up just a hair. Sorry, I have something on my eyelash. It's bunched up just a little bit right around here. It doesn't look the best in my pore area, but if I used a pore filling primer, I probably wouldn't have the issue. Everywhere else though, it's still looking really glowy. It hasn't really picked up on my texture, hasn't patched off weird. This is honestly worn really, really well. So I would say both of these get my thumbs up. These are pretty darn good. The price point was good. There's tons of coupons for these right now. And if you're like me and you go to Walgreens for like everything, I basically got this for free and I got like $5 off of this. So it's really, really good. So work those deals, definitely check coupons, rewards, points, all that fun stuff really, really works out. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more content just like this, then make sure to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and thank you so much for watching. I love y'all.